The first house was my great-grandparents in Orem. My mom was young when this happened. She would hear footsteps walking up and down the hallways and sometimes would hear voices. Everyone would hear them but never gave it any attention. So my mother asked her grandma what the sounds were. She told my mom it was her great-grandpa. Now being young she just said okay, not worried. Until she was in her teens she connected the dots. She remembers her and all of her cousins who were there being rushed to the neighbor's house 2 houses down. Police and an ambulance coming to the house. Her great-grandpa had shot himself in the living room maybe a year or 2 before asking. The second house was my great-grandparents on my dad's side. His aunt was a teenager at the time and would play the Ouija board upstairs in the bedroom. After they had moved out, my mom's uncle moved in with his wife and 3 kids. The twin brothers slept in that bedroom and would always complain about hearing things. All the lights, radio and TV would be off up there, but when you were downstairs they would all turn on. You could hear things moving and also footsteps. One night my aunt had a strange feeling before going to bed. While sleeping she woke up to the bathroom light on. As soon as she looked up she saw what she said was a demon-like figure floating above her. My family is Catholic, so she called the priest to bless the house and they moved out. And within a couple years and many people moving in and out, one day the house caught on fire with no explanation. The third is my very own story. Since I was little my mom told me I would always wake up at 3 a.m., and it still would happen every night before I got my own place. I can still look back and remember dark figures in my childhood. And in the house my family lives in I would see figures in front of my doorways, hear things being knocked off shelves in our storage room, and water being turned off and on. I have 2 dogs and when they are in the house at night or when I am home alone they will both all of the sudden run to the top of our stairs and bark, growl and whine. Also our cat, when she had kittens we put them downstairs in the storage room next to mine, so the dogs wouldn't bother them. She would always be scared and clawing at the door. And when she managed to go upstairs she would throw a fit going back down. Would leave her babies because of how scared she was. One night I woke to scratching at the foot of my bed. No animals were down there at this time. And as I looked around my room I could see the dark figures all around. I was terrified. I didn't move, was hysterical. I called my mom on my cell phone to come get me. My mom thought I was crazy because she couldn't see anything. So I did some research and my best friend at the time had lived in the neighborhood her whole life. And she knew the lady that lived there before. She told me that she had a heart attack and died by our storage room. My cousin, who is very sensitive, was invited over and told my mom about the woman and of others. My mom never said anything to her. Things started to happen to my mom after that. Like the downstairs door opening by itself in front of her. We were laying in her room one night, and I can't sleep with doors open from seeing figures my whole life, so I closed every door in her room and fell asleep. At about 3 a.m. we woke from what sounded like a pill bottle being thrown at the wall and every door being open. Sorry it's so long guys. Wanted to get my stories out.